Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany. I'm Michelle, and today we are making a steampunk cake. I actually make one of these every year around Halloween, and so I'll show a couple of pictures of the ones I've made in the last couple of years. At this time, I want to make it a little more elaborate than I have in the past, and I'm really excited, and I hope it really looks good. So let's get started.
I'm decorating a 6-inch and a 4-inch cake dummy. I frost the dummies in vegan American buttercream. Then I roll out some white fondant into a strip. And used a decorative border cutter to make a scalloped edge. Then I spent a lot of time cleaning up the edge of the border, and I used a small round piping tip to cut some holes in the edge to look like lace. Then I cut off some excess and wrapped it around the 6-inch tier. Then I rolled out some forest green fondant and covered the top of the 6-inch tier with it. I'm purposefully leaving a gap between the edge of the green and the lace. Then I rolled out some green fondant and cut out some half circles with the circle cutter. Then I overlapped the half circle slightly around the cake to completely cover the gap. I think these look quite a bit like swags. Then I needed some burgundy fondant left over from my project a long time ago. Because it was so old, it was very dry. I added quite a bit of shortening to it to rehydrate it, rolled it out, and covered the 4-inch cake with it. As you can see, it tore at the edges. I could have ripped it off and tried again, but I knew that another attempt wouldn't be better, so I just accepted it and moved on. Then I stacked the cakes, but I immediately wanted to cover that tear in the top tier. I rolled out a strip of gold fondant and used a similar border cutter as I used for the lace to cut out some lace out of the gold. I used it to cover the gap in the top tier. Then I rolled out some gold fondant and cut out a couple of circles. I used a knife and various circle cutters, piping tips, and round piping tips to create cogs. Then I rolled out some black fondant and cut out some short strips. I placed them on the side of the cake and cut out some circles and added some thinner laces. And I made some similar laces on the other side of the cake. Then I placed the gold cogs around the side of the top tier. Then I rolled out some flesh-colored fondant and cut out a whole bunch of circles. I used the circles to make roses. If you need a tutorial on how to make fondant roses, click the link in the card. I made several roses and placed them on top of the cake and around the middle of the cake. Then I cut out some leaves out of gold fondant and placed them around the flowers. I rolled a few short vines and placed them around the flowers as well. Finally, I used some edible gold paint to paint a line around the hem of the swags on the bottom tier. Okay, this is hands down the nicest steampunk cake I've ever made. It's going high on my list of all-time favorites. I love the colors and the lace and the cogs and the roses. It's just so lovely and is clearly steampunk. I love it. For more cakes and tutorials, visit our website at AmericanBakerInGermany.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe for a new cake every week. Hit the notification bell to be the first to know when we upload a new video.